Good morning, everybody. My guest this morning is Nikola Mircic. He's the CEO of a company called SiteCake. It's a simple CMS for static websites. He's an entrepreneur coming from the design and advertising background. And with this company, it's obviously a WordPress for static websites. He's also a blockchain enthusiast. Nikola, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Nathan. That's the representation. Thank you for calling me.
Of course. Blockchain enthusiast. The thing's going up and down and all over the place right now. Are you buying all the way down to zero? Why are you an enthusiast?
Well, I'm enthusiast because not only because of the price changes and trading opportunities, but because that's the new economy. I see blockchain as a new economy where all networks become marketplaces. So I believe that it will be, much more efficient and faster economy than the one that we have today.
Is SiteCake built with any kind of blockchain technology or no?
No. Okay. SiteCake is the regular CMS, but we have plans to, transfer it and use the possibilities of blockchain.
All right. So tell us about SiteCake. What's the company do and how do you make money? What's the revenue model?
Well, SiteCake at this moment is software. It's like WordPress, So we just basically sell software. People install it on their websites, and they, edit their websites with SiteCake.
So it's a software as a service?
No, it's a software, but it will become software as a service. So,
okay,
like WordPress, you have two WordPresses, one that you download and one that you can use on WordPress.com.
And which one are you like?
Like one that you can download.
Okay, got it. So how are you making money now? It's a one-time kind of fee to purchase?
Yes. We have Whitelabel version, for digital agencies, and we have regular version for, just people who want to install.
Okay, and which one is a larger revenue stream for you, the Whitelabel version or direct to consumer?
Whitelabel, because, now websites are sold to the community, to the vertical, to the people that you know. For example, if you are vertical like lawyers or medical doctors, then you have already people that you're providing some services to them. And website is just an additional service. So verticals like that, they usually want to provide a website to parts of their community, and that's extra revenue for them. So we sell Whitelabel to them, and then they rebrand it and then create websites, easy to edit websites for their for their communities.
And what do the structures of these deals typically look like? Is it a rev share versus what they sell through, or is it a one-time upfront payment for them for unlimited use? How do you structure the deals?
Well, we sell yearly license, for this Whitelabel.
Got it. And what's it cost for a year? Like, what do customers pay on average for a year?
It depends on the number of users, number of websites they create.
Okay. What's a normalized cost per site?
Well, we negotiate that, but
are we talking like $1 or $100 or $1,000 or?
Something between $1 and $10, depending. Okay. I cannot disclose, So,
but between $1 and $10, that's a fair enough range. Okay, and walk me through more of the backstory here. When did you launch the company?
Well, we used to be a web design company, and we saw, that there is always the same problem. We create a website for a client, put CMS on it, and they forget how to use it after 1 month. So we, really wanted to create something that is simpler, but has only the basic functionality. Because in 90% of cases, people use only the basics, image, video, and text, So they don't need all bells and whistles of WordPress or the more advanced CMSs. Mm-hmm. This is the one thing. The second thing is that CMSs are usually, in the beginning, made for engineers, not end users.
Yep.
So they're complex,
So,
and still, this is the case.
Yep. So you launched this out of an agency. Give me more of the backstory. When did you launch the agency, and then when did you launch the software?
Well, we have. I'm running a website agency for like 10 years now, and then like a few years ago, we created the SiteCake. First, it was an open source, but then we figured out we cannot maintain it as open source because open source model. There is no revenue in open source model, or the revenue models with open source are really, really poor compared to some other, business models. And then we started selling licenses and software. Mm-hmm. But now these things are changing.
So hold on, what year was that though?
Like 4 years ago.
Okay, so like 2013-ish.
Yes.
Okay. And then, sorry, continue.
Now the new business model appeared, which is the blockchain. And blockchain can finance open source things with tokens. So this is a really, really big change. And then with these tools, now we can finance the infrastructure.
So are you looking at an ICO or a token issuance or something?
Yes.
Okay. And so are you, I want to understand more kind of economically how this works. So are you in full control of the company to date, or have you raised capital?
No. So far, we are bootstrapped.
Okay. Bootstrapped.
Yes.
And who's we? Do you have a co-founder?
Yes, Nikola, he's co-founder, CTO, and Predrag Leka, he's also, so we are like a core three of us. There are two developers.
And what's the total team size look like?
Total team size is small as 6 people.
6 people. Okay. Oh, where are you guys all based?
We're in Serbia. All.
Everybody. Okay. So why? Obviously there's a lot of hype around blockchain right now, but how do you guys have a rational conversation about, is an ICO the proper way to raise capital and the proper way to build a company in this space?
Well, that's something that's changing from month to month, because this space is so new, and people are learning, mistakes of other startups that are doing. Infrastructure, is building, and now even these days, exchanges are offering capital for ICOs. So you don't know who is the best partner at this. Maybe it's a VC, maybe it's exchange, because they'll push you immediately on a well-established exchange, so we'll be able to sell more tokens.
Yep.
So these things are really, really changing quickly. Also, there are drawbacks, like banks are not. If you want to go with a bank, like for example, Silicon Valley Bank, you need to go through 6 months of compliance in order to do an ICO. So there are still. It's very hard to do this.
And how do you price an ICO?
How will
you price an ICO? How do you actually logistically do it?
But usually the ICOs are done on Ethereum blockchain. So that's the let's say safest route, because it's made for easy creation. Ethereum blockchain is made for easy creation of new tokens. And so you announce the ICO, create Ethereum tokens, then sell those tokens, or just percentage of these tokens, let's say 50%, and you in that way you acquire capital to build the product,
So how much? But like, what do you? How much would you like to raise if you do ICO?
For what we have in mind, a couple of million will be enough.
Yep.
And these days, we actually don't want to raise too much money, because that's a problem in the start. So we want to go organically.
And generally speaking, today, kind of pre-ICO, and you're 4 years in, how many customers have you scaled to?
We have like 8,000 customers.
Okay, and are those white label partners, or those are individual paying customers?
It's both, but white label partners we have much less. So it's a kind of less than 100.
Okay, so can I take basically 8,000, and then you said earlier each site they pay between $1 and $10. Can I just multiply those and assume you're doing somewhere between $8,000 a month and $80,000 a month?
Something like that.
Okay, got it. Interesting. When you do the white label partnerships, obviously there's a fee per site. That's a flat fee, I imagine. Do you also take an additional cut if they upsell their those customers that are using the CMS, the white label version, if they sell them additional products, or no?
Well, we have a flat monthly fee or yearly fee, and then we have also per website. So these are combination of these two fees.
I see. But all your revenue streams together, you're somewhere between 8 and 80 grand a month currently.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
What about churn? What's your churn look like?
I mean, it's hard to say because, well, we are selling software, So, since we are not software as a service,
you said it's an annual fee though, right?
Yes. I mean, you're talking about Whitelabel.
Well, anyone paying the annual fee once. I imagine you have, you might have only 90% of them renew at the second year, so your churn will be 10%.
It's a little bit more than that.
Okay.
So like 15%, something like that.
Okay, I mean, so that's pretty healthy. And then what are you, is most of your model you said is via Whitelabel. What does it cost you to land one of these new Whitelabel partners?
Just support, so because, they install everything on their infrastructure. So, but we are now, we want to do software as a service also. So we are building that, we call it SiteCake Cloud, so that we'll be able, to offer not only to big companies who own verticals, but also to small, the regular guy on the corner, who has some sales abilities and he knows, the people from his street, and because he's a computer guy, usually they go to him and say, hey, can you make me a website? It's not, that they will go, online and search because simple maybe they don't know English, so they can't go to Wix, Squarespace, or this kind of services. So they go to a local guy, and we will provide a service to these local guys.
Got it.
So, and then we'll provide the technical capabilities, CMS and templates, and they'll do the selling and support. In this way, this is a B2B2C model, and then they can, for the customers, they can do support in their own language.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody knows English, and also set their own pricing, because the $14 per website is maybe okay for US, but not for Brazil, not for Serbia.
You said a minimum though that your Whitelabel partners have to charge, right? So they don't undercut your own pricing.
For this version, which is SiteCake Cloud, we will charge only annual revenue for them. So it's up to them how good they are in selling, what.
Yeah, Nikola, my point is though, you also sell direct to consumers. How do you prevent your Whitelabel partners from offering it at a price that's cheaper than what you offer it directly?
Yeah, I understand. So we are basically not selling, at this moment, the SiteCake is just engine of the car. So end users cannot use it, So it's only for designers, web agencies.
It's only Whitelabel. Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. Yes. Okay, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
My favorite business book is right now is A Spider and a Star, and maybe that's the one.
Spider and the Star, very good.
Yeah.
Number 2, Nikola, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Elon Musk is definitely, the number one. So
number 3, besides your own, what's your favorite online tool?
Google Documents.
All right,
I can share, things with everybody else.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
How many
hours of sleep do you get every night?
From 5 to 6.
Okay, that's not bad. And what's your situation? Married, single? Do you have kids?
I have 2 kids, so I have to be sleep. I need to sleep during the night because they're very, they have much more energy than I have. So
married, married and 2 kids. And how old are you?
Yes, I'm 42.
42. Okay, last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Well, maybe I would like to be, born in some other part of the world, because, talent is everywhere, around the world, but opportunities are not.
Mm-hmm.
So opportunities are concentrated, in like capital, like knowledge in big centers. So That's the difference,
There you guys have it from Nikola. He wishes he was born in another part of the world where maybe there was a little bit more opportunity. Makes perfect sense. Nikola obviously launched the company SiteCake in 2013. They have about 8,000 customers that pay between $1 and $10 per month for their CMS for their sites, or at least the designer pays for their end clients, and that's how it works. 1.2% monthly churn, or about, that comes out annually to about 15-ish%. Looking right now at an ICO, they're totally bootstrapped, so we'll see what happens. Nikola, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you very much again for calling me.